Remember that incredible 16-year-old with the long hair who made all 4 chairs turn in just seconds on The Voice? The farm boy who broke iTunes records and became the youngest male winner ever. Well, get ready, because Sawyer Fredericks' journey after The Voice is way more interesting than you might think. From record deals to bold decisions, from chart-topping albums to personal revelations, this is the real story of what happened after the confetti fell. Before The Voice, Sawyer Fredericks was already chasing his dreams, performing at farmers markets and open mics from age 11. Growing up on an 88-acre New York farm, this talented kid was building his musical foundation long before stardom came calling. When he performed Man of Constant Sorrow on The Voice in 2015, it took just seconds for 3 coaches to turn their chairs, with Blake Shelton quickly following suit. During his time on the show, Sawyer absolutely dominated, selling nearly 1 million digital singles and setting multiple iTunes records. After winning, Sawyer signed with Republic Records and seemed to be following the perfect path. His first EP hit number 2 on the Billboard Folk Chart, and his 2016 album, A Good Storm, matched that success. But in January 2017, he surprised everyone by leaving Republic Records to go independent, with his mom as his manager. Now, some people might think leaving a major label would be career suicide, but Sawyer, he absolutely thrived. In 2018, he released Hide Your Ghost, his first independently produced album. This wasn't just any album. This was 100% pure Sawyer, no corporate influence, no compromises. And the creative freedom clearly suited him. His song Silent World was even featured on the Netflix show Longmire. Another of his songs, This Fire, was covered on the TV show Code Black. Not bad for an independent artist, right? But Sawyer wasn't done evolving. In 2020, he released another album called Flowers for You. And let me tell you, this wasn't your typical folk album. In his own words, the title track was inspired by his personal growth and self-reflection about judgments based on appearances. How's that for depth from someone who started on a reality TV show? Speaking of personal growth, Sawyer has always been incredibly authentic with his fans. In 2022, he shared a heartfelt post with his 91,000 Instagram followers, coming out as bisexual. His message was beautiful and honest, saying he didn't care if he lost fans over it. Being true to himself was more important. But you know what's really amazing about Sawyer? Despite all his success, he's never forgotten his roots. Want to know where he was most excited to get back to after winning The Voice? His family's farm. He talked about how much he loved the open space and the nature around his home. How many TV show winners do you know who'd rather be mucking out barn stalls than walking red carpets? But wait, there's more! Sawyer hasn't just been making music, he's been making a difference. Check this out. He's performed at children's hospitals, helped raise over $1 million for Detroit's neediest citizens, collected flood relief donations for Louisiana, even auctioned off items from his time on The Voice for various charities. The red jacket he wore on The Voice, it raised $7,000 for charity. Let's talk about his music for a second. Remember that shy 16-year-old on The Voice? Well, he's grown into an incredibly sophisticated songwriter. Critics were blown away by his album A Good Storm, with one reviewer saying it proved he wasn't a one-trick pony. And get this, remember Four Pockets, one of his singles? He wrote that when he was just 14 years old. TV Line's Michael Slezak was shocked by its depth, saying, "Who knew the shiny, happy teenager had such a well of dark lyrics, darkly delivered within him?" Think Sawyer just sits at home writing songs. Think again. He's been crushing it on tour. Completed a 49-show U.S. tour for A Good Storm, performed at legendary venues like the Troubadour in L.A. and Levon Helm Studios, even toured into Canada with his independent music. And when COVID hit in 2020, he waited it out and came back strong in 2021. Want to know something cool about how Sawyer writes his songs? He's revealed that he gets inspired by watching emotional movies or reading impactful stories. It helps him get into the right headspace to write from the heart. And while he sometimes writes about his own life, he often creates stories inspired by the world around him. Here's a funny story. When Sawyer first started co-writing songs at age 16, he was so nervous that he made all the other writers and producers leave the room. But he grew from there, working with amazing producers and writers, including his former voice coach, Pharrell Williams. These days, Sawyer's living in Troy, New York, with his partner whom he met at a rock climbing gym. They've been together for about 5 years, and Sawyer jokes about how different household chores are from farm work. "I'm so used to chores being like going out to the barn and mucking a giant stall, so just sweeping the floor feels easy." So what's Sawyer up to now? He's continuing to make music on his own terms, touring when he wants to, and staying true to his artistic vision. He's got a loyal fan base, known as Team Sawyer. They even bought him a custom guitar. And he's selling out shows at historic venues. You know what makes Sawyer's story so amazing. It's not just about winning a TV show or having hit records. Instead, it's about a young artist who showed remarkable courage in charting his own course. When faced with the choice between staying with a major label or pursuing his own vision, he chose independence. He never compromised his artistic integrity, even when it might have been easier to follow a more commercial path. Perhaps most importantly, Sawyer has remained honest about who he is, sharing his personal journey with fans and staying true to himself. Despite his success, he's never forgotten his humble beginnings on that 88-acre farm in New York. And through it all, he's consistently used his platform to help others, performing at charity events and raising money for causes ranging from children's hospitals to flood relief. His story isn't just about music. It's about authenticity, bravery, and staying grounded no matter how high you soar. Sawyer's journey teaches us some pretty important lessons. Sometimes the less obvious path is the right one. Success doesn't have to mean compromising who you are. Being authentic is more important than being popular. You can be successful and stay grounded. It's possible to make it in music on your own terms. What's next for Sawyer Fredericks? Well, if his journey so far is any indication, it's going to be exactly what he wants it to be. He's proven that you don't need a major label to have a successful career in music. You just need talent, determination, and the courage to be yourself. So, what really happened to Sawyer Fredericks after The Voice? He didn't just survive, he thrived, but not in the way most people would expect. Instead of following the typical post-show path, he created his own. He's released multiple successful albums, toured the country, helped numerous charities, and most importantly, stayed true to himself every step of the way. From that first blind audition to his latest independent release, Sawyer has shown us that sometimes the best success stories aren't about following the usual path. They're about blazing your own trail.
My name's Sydney Christmas.
Is it?
Sydney
Yes. That's an unbelievable name. I love that.
It's terrible, isn't it?
It's not.
My middle name's worse.
What is it?
Mary.
No.
The moment Sydney Christmas stepped onto the Britain's Got Talent stage in 2024, no one could have predicted the roller coaster journey that would follow. With dreams as big as her voice and determination that would be tested time and again, Sydney's story is one of resilience, redemption, and the pursuit of a dream that refused to die. After 10 years of trying to make it in the West End and feeling like nothing was happening, I was very close to giving it all up. Sydney confessed in a candid moment, "But I couldn't. It means everything to me." These words would prove prophetic as she stood before the BGT judges, her heart racing and her future hanging in the balance. The path to that audition wasn't just about singing, it was about survival. While pursuing her dreams, Sydney worked tirelessly at a local gym, balancing early morning shifts with vocal training and auditions. Every pound earned went towards keeping her dream alive, even as doubt and exhaustion threatened to overwhelm her.
That I heard of once in a lullaby.
When Sydney opened her mouth to sing "Somewhere Over the Rainbow," the atmosphere in the theater shifted. The judges leaned forward, the audience fell silent, and for those precious moments, time stood still. Her powerhouse voice, shaped by years of determination and countless rejections, filled every corner of the room. Amanda Holden, moved beyond words, reached for the golden buzzer, sending golden confetti raining down on a tearful Sydney. But this fairy tale moment would soon face its first test. As Sydney's audition went viral, so did the controversy. Social media buzzed with accusations about her background in Starlight Express, with critics claiming she had already been a West End star. "People just don't know the facts," Sydney explained, her voice tinged with frustration. "I worked in London, yes, but I hadn't performed on the West End. That was my dream." The backlash was brutal and unexpected. Even on the streets, she faced confrontations from people who believed the false narratives. Older women would come up to me saying they didn't agree with me being on the show. Sydney revealed, "It was all based on lies, but trying to correct them only made them angrier." The reality was far different from the rumors. Sydney's connection to Starlight Express began in college when she fell in love with the show during its UK tour. Her passion led her to perform in the German production for 4 years. A remarkable achievement, but far from the West End success her critics claimed she had already achieved. Upon returning to the UK, she actually auditioned for the British production but didn't get the part, a rejection that would ultimately lead her to Britain's Got Talent. Instead of letting the negativity defeat her, Sydney chose to channel it into her performances. "I built up a layer of shield," she explained. "I met some amazing people, and I did my best." This resilience would prove crucial as she progressed through the competition, delivering spellbinding performances of My Way and Tomorrow that left both judges and audience in awe. Simon Cowell's 11 out of 10 rating and Amanda Holden's description of her as spellbinding spoke volumes about her talent, but it was Sydney's authenticity and determination that truly won hearts. Despite the controversy, or perhaps because of it, she remained focused on her goal to sing, tell stories, and make people happy. Victory on Britain's Got Talent brought more than just validation. It brought opportunity. The £250,000 prize money appeared in her account one morning, leading to a surprise screenshot sent to her family. True to her character, Sydney's first purchase was modest, a pair of Apple headphones she'd long wanted but couldn't afford. The rest, she decided, would be saved for the future, with a portion set aside for continued vocal training. Perhaps the most poignant moment came when her manager messaged her about leaving her gym job. "My manager messaged me the other day and said, 'Sydney, I think it's time to take you off the rotor,'" she shared. Despite the celebration emojis, Sydney felt a bittersweet twinge. "I was like, 'Don't celebrate, that's heartbreaking,'" she admitted, acknowledging the end of a chapter that had helped sustain her dreams. In a beautiful twist of fate, Sydney's journey came full circle with her own version of Starlight Express. After posting a video of herself performing the song with her boyfriend Max Rizzo, none other than Andrew Lloyd Webber himself gave permission for her to record her own version. This personal triumph became even more meaningful as she dedicated it to Mick Fry, the original skate coach for Starlight Express, who had passed away. "Meek taught thousands of us to skate and saw the light in us all," Sydney shared. "This is for you, sir." After winning Britain's Got Talent, Sydney Christmas is embarking on 2 major milestones in her career. First, she's releasing her debut album titled My Way on September 20th, 2024. In an ambitious move, she's planning to record the entire album in just 1 day at a studio in Prague, showing both her confidence in her abilities and the time pressure she's under to get the album ready for her tour. Speaking of the tour, it's a significant achievement for someone who was recently working early shifts at a gym. Starting October 5th at the Glasshouse International Center for Music in Gateshead, she'll perform at 14 different prestigious venues across the UK. The tour will take her through major cities including London and Liverpool, reaching fans across the country. The pinnacle of this tour schedule is her appearance at the Royal Variety Performance in November, a prestigious honor that comes with winning Britain's Got Talent. This packed schedule represents a complete transformation in Sydney's life, from early morning gym shifts to headlining major venues. Despite the demanding nature of this schedule, she's approaching it with enthusiasm and gratitude, embracing her newfound success. Sydney's charm and authenticity have made her a natural fit for media appearances, from heartwarming interviews on Lorraine, where she was joined by her proud grandmothers, to engaging conversations on This Morning, Loose Women and various podcasts, she's used every platform to share her story and connect with fans on a deeper level. Through it all, the triumphs, the tears, the controversies, and the celebrations, Sydney has maintained the same genuine spirit that first captured the nation's attention. "I have no reason to lie," she said during the height of the controversy. "I want to try my best and go up and up." This simple philosophy, combined with raw talent and determination, has carried her from workout equipment to the West End of her dreams. As Sydney prepares for her tour and album release, she carries with her the lessons of her journey. The girl who once couldn't afford Apple headphones is now headlining major venues. The gym worker who squeezed in vocal practice between shifts is now recording albums in Prague. But perhaps most importantly, the dreamer who refused to give up is now living proof that persistence, talent, and authenticity can overcome any obstacle. For aspiring performers facing their own struggles, Sydney's story offers hope and inspiration. It's a reminder that the path to success isn't always straight, that critics don't define your worth, and that sometimes the biggest dreams take the longest to achieve. As she looks forward to sharing her music with fans across the country, Sydney Christmas stands as a power of believing in yourself, even when others doubt you. Her journey from BGT contestant to celebrated performer isn't just a success story. It's a blueprint for anyone daring to chase their dreams against all odds. The little girl who fell in love with Starlight Express in college is now creating her own light, illuminating the path for others to follow. And as she prepares to take the stage on her first tour, one thing is certain: Sydney Christmas's star is only beginning to rise. The best part? She's doing it all her way.
Voice is this. I'm not a fancy person. I take out the trash, I wipe off the tables, I sweep the floors. I'm just having fun and I'm trying to make people happy. The kids would hear me sing and they tell me, that I've got talent. That's why I'm here. That's why I got on a plane.
Richard Goodall's shocking secret just turned everything upside down. Fans thought they knew his story, but a newly uncovered truth about his past performances is sending shockwaves through the AGT community. Was his rise to fame really what it seemed? When Richard first stepped onto the AGT stage, hearts melted across America. His humble smile and unassuming presence instantly won over the crowd. Here was a 56-year-old janitor from Indiana, standing nervously under the bright lights, admitting he'd never even been on a plane before. His worn work boots and simple button-down shirt told the story of a hard-working man who'd spent his life cleaning floors instead of chasing fame. As he gripped the microphone, the perfect rags to riches story seemed to be unfolding, a small-town custodian who'd finally found the courage to share his hidden talent with the world. The judges leaned forward, expecting perhaps a modest performance from this late-in-life dreamer. Even Simon Cowell's usually stern expression had softened with curiosity. But there was so much more to Richard Goodall's story than anyone realized. A recently surfaced video from 2023 shows Richard Goodall performing old-time rock and roll at his local American Legion, and it's nothing short of amazing. The confidence, the stage presence, the perfectly hit notes. This wasn't a novice performer finding his feet. This was a seasoned singer who had been entertaining crowds for years. The truth is, Richard Goodall was already a local star in Terre Haute, Indiana, long before he set foot on the AGT stage. He had been performing at bars, community events, and local venues, building a faithful following in his hometown. His powerful renditions of classic rock songs had made him a familiar face in the local music scene. Far from diminishing Richard's AGT triumph, discovering his history as a local performer makes his victory even more meaningful. This wasn't just a story of sudden luck or an overnight success. It was the culmination of years of dedication and perseverance. Night after night, Richard had stood on small stages across Indiana, singing his heart out in local bars and community venues, keeping his dream alive while still working his day job as a janitor. When he told the AGT judges he'd never flown on a plane, it was absolutely true. His talent had remained a hidden gem in Indiana, like a diamond waiting to be discovered on the national stage. The timing of this revelation becomes even more touching when considering how deeply intertwined Richard's personal life became with AGT. During the most intense week of the competition, the finale week of season 19, he wasn't just focused on winning, he was also celebrating love. Richard and his wife Angie chose to get married right across from the Pasadena Civic Auditorium, the very place where his dreams would come true. They celebrated their special day at Moonshadows, a legendary restaurant perched over the Malibu coastline. Now, that restaurant has been tragically lost to the Pacific Palisades fire, adding a bittersweet note to their memories. It's as if their wedding celebration, sandwiched between AGT performances, marked not just their union, but the transition between Richard's life as a local Indiana performer and his emergence as a national star. Now, as Season 20 auditions face their own challenges due to the Eaton fire, with the Pasadena venue serving as an emergency evacuation center, Richard's story takes on new meaning. His journey from local performer to national sensation shows that sometimes the longest roads lead to the biggest triumphs. But the bombshells don't stop there. Richard has just announced he's working on original music, moving beyond the classic rock covers that made him famous. He's hinted at potential collaborations with major artists like Michael Bublé and Foreigner, proving that his AGT win was just the beginning. The next chapter of Richard Goodall's story is proving to be just as captivating as his journey to AGT victory. He's not content to rest on his laurels or simply repeat the classic rock covers that first brought him fame. Instead, he's pushing into new territory, announcing his venture into original music, a bold step that shows his artistic ambitions reach far beyond winning a talent show. His hints at potential collaborations with music legends like Michael Bublé and Foreigner suggest he's aiming for even greater heights, transforming from a cover artist into a legitimate recording star in his own right. The change in his daily life is equally dramatic. The same man who once moved quietly through his Indiana hometown now can't make a simple trip to Walmart without being stopped repeatedly by admirers. His calendar, once filled with local gigs and janitorial duties, now overflows with cross-country performances. For someone who had never boarded a plane before AGT, he's now becoming a seasoned traveler, bringing his music to audiences across America. Between shows, he's diligently working with a local band, maintaining his vocal prowess, and laying the groundwork for what could be the most significant phase of his career yet. What makes this evolution especially meaningful is understanding the foundation it's built upon. The revelation of Richard's years as a local performer adds crucial context to his success. This wasn't just a fluke or a case of natural talent suddenly emerging, it was the culmination of countless performances in small venues across Indiana, every night spent singing in dimly lit bars, every performance at community halls, every song choice, and every audience reaction helped shape him into the performer he is today. All those years of experience meant that when he finally took the AGT stage, he wasn't just another hopeful contestant. He was a seasoned performer ready for his moment in the national spotlight. Now, with his past revealed, Richard's future seems brighter than ever. While he keeps the details of his upcoming projects close to his chest, his schedule has become a whirlwind of performances and appearances. His fan base grows daily, extending far beyond the local crowds who once watched him perform between his shifts as a janitor. The man who used to clean floors by day and sing by night has become living proof that life's biggest surprises often come from unexpected places. His story reminds us that sometimes the most extraordinary journeys don't happen overnight. They're built one small-town performance at a time. As Season 20 of America's Got Talent approaches, Richard's message to future contestants remains clear: the sky's the limit. At 56, he became the oldest winner in AGT history, proving that dreams don't have an expiration date. His story shows that success isn't always about overnight sensations or sudden discoveries. Sometimes it's about years of preparation, meeting the perfect moment of opportunity. The truth about Richard Goodall's performing past doesn't change his essence, it enhances it. His journey now stands even taller, stretching from intimate Indiana venues all the way to sharing the stage with Journey on national television. Each step of his path tells a deeper story, from belting out cover songs in local bars to crafting his own music, from being a hometown favorite to becoming America's beloved singing janitor. His tale reminds us that life's most beautiful surprises often take years to unfold, built moment by moment, song by song. When Richard first stepped onto the AGT stage, we thought we were watching a novice find his voice. Instead, we were witnessing the culmination of years of dedication finally reaching its peak. He's proven to be more than just a heartwarming success story. He's become a powerful symbol of perseverance. His revelation isn't a scandal. It's an inspiration that shows dreams don't have deadlines. At 56, he didn't just win a competition. He showed the world that sometimes the longest journeys lead to the sweetest victories. And that's the kind of revelation that makes everyone want to keep believing in their own dreams. Prince Louis exposes the truth about Queen Camilla. His shocking moment at Westminster Abbey has everyone asking, are royal family tensions worse than we thought? You won't believe what this candid exchange reveals about life behind palace walls. Born into the spotlight on April 23, 2018, at London's prestigious St. Mary's Hospital, Prince Louis Arthur Charles made his entrance into the world with all the fanfare befitting a royal birth. As the third child of Prince William and Princess Catherine, he completed their family picture perfectly. From his very first public appearances, it was clear that Louis was destined to be different. Unlike his more reserved siblings, George and Charlotte, Louis showed an uninhibited spirit that would both charm and occasionally challenge the strict protocols of royal life. His personality burst onto the scene during the 2019 Trooping the Color, where his animated expressions and enthusiastic waves from the Buckingham Palace balcony captured hearts worldwide. The Wales family maintains a careful balance between their royal obligations and creating a normal childhood for their children. They divide their time between London's Kensington Palace and their more private country residences, allowing Louis and his siblings to experience both worlds. Princess Catherine's parenting style has earned particular recognition for its hands-on approach. She actively participates in everyday activities with her children, from baking cookies in their kitchen to tending gardens and playing outdoors. These simple yet meaningful activities help ground the children despite their unique position in British society. This deliberate approach to parenting helps create as normal an upbringing as possible within the constraints of royal life, allowing the children to develop naturally while gradually understanding their roles and responsibilities within the monarchy. Louis's educational journey began at Wilcox Nursery School in 2021, a milestone captured in touching photographs showing his characteristic grin and obvious excitement. The images of him with his tiny backpack, ready to take on this new adventure, resonated with parents worldwide. A significant change came with the family's move to Adelaide Cottage in Windsor, leading to Louis joining his siblings at the prestigious Lambrook School in Berkshire. This transition marked a new chapter in the young prince's life, offering him both academic opportunities and a chance to develop away from the constant London spotlight. Prince Louis's interactions with various family members have caught the keen eye of royal observers. While he shares a warm bond with King Charles and displays natural affection towards his maternal grandparents, Carol and Michael Middleton, his relationship with Queen Camilla has notably different qualities. During public appearances, the contrast is striking. His joyful, playful exchanges with the Middletons stand in sharp relief against the more formal, reserved interactions with his step-grandmother. These dynamics came into focus during the Together at Christmas carol service at Westminster Abbey in December 2023. The event, thoughtfully organized by Princess Catherine, centered around a meaningful kindness tree initiative. Guests were invited to express their gratitude by writing notes to people who had positively impacted their lives. This heartwarming activity created an intimate atmosphere within the historic Abbey's grand setting, and the occasion provided a unique glimpse into the young prince's relationships with different family members. While Louis typically brings his characteristic charm and energy to royal events, observers noted distinct differences in his comfort level and spontaneity when interacting with different members of his extended family. The setting was perfect, Westminster Abbey decorated for Christmas, filled with the warmth of carol singing and the spirit of gratitude. While Prince George and Princess Charlotte approached the kindness tree activity with their characteristic royal poise, it was Louis who would create an unexpected moment of raw honesty. As the evening progressed, Louis's participation in the kindness tree activity initially drew attention for its sweet message to his Middleton grandparents. However, what followed would become the talk of royal circles for months to come. The young prince's natural candidness led to an unscripted exchange about Queen Camilla that caught everyone off guard. While the exact words remained subject to various interpretations, the immediate reactions of family members spoke volumes. Princess Catherine's quick maternal intervention, Prince William's carefully maintained composure, and Queen Camilla's measured response all highlighted the complexity of the moment. To truly grasp this moment's importance, we must look at the historical context shaping the relationship between Prince William and Queen Camilla. Their dynamic has evolved through decades of complex family history, marked by events that have left lasting impressions. While they maintain professional courtesy in public, royal observers have consistently noted the formal nature of their interactions. This underlying history influences the younger generation, even if they don't fully comprehend it. Children possess a remarkable ability to pick up on emotional undercurrents and family dynamics, often reflecting these tensions in unexpected ways. Louis's candid moment at Westminster Abbey may have inadvertently given voice to these subtle but persistent family dynamics. The aftermath of the Westminster Abbey incident triggered widespread discussions about relationships within the royal family. Social media platforms were flooded with various interpretations and analyses, while royal commentators offered their perspectives on the significance of the moment. The public found themselves drawn into a deeper examination of the monarchy's internal dynamics, leading to renewed interest in understanding the complex relationships that exist behind palace walls. For the royal family, managing the fallout required their characteristic blend of dignity and discretion. While no official statements were made, the subsequent public appearances of both Queen Camilla and the Wales family were scrutinized for any signs of tension or reconciliation. This incident raises important questions about modern monarchy and family dynamics. How do royal children navigate their unique position while maintaining authentic emotional expressions? What role does public scrutiny play in shaping family relationships within the monarchy? How does the royal family balance tradition with the natural spontaneity of young children? As Louis continues to grow and develop his understanding of his role within the royal family, moments like these will likely shape his perspective on public life. His natural authenticity, while occasionally creating unexpected situations, represents a more relatable and human face of monarchy. The way Louis and his siblings are being raised reflects a modern approach to royal parenting, one that attempts to balance privilege with normalcy, duty with childhood freedom. This new generation of royals is growing up in an era where authenticity is valued alongside tradition. The Westminster Abbey incident, while brief, offers a fascinating glimpse into the complex dynamics of Britain's royal family. Through the innocent words of a child, we're reminded that even within the grandest institutions, human relationships remain delicate and multifaceted. As Louis grows, his role in the royal family will continue to evolve, shaped by both his distinctive personality and the weight of tradition. His story reminds us that even in the most prestigious families, authentic emotional expression sometimes transcends royal protocol. We want to hear your thoughts. What do you think about this revealing moment? How do you think the royal family should balance tradition with allowing children to be children? Share your perspectives in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to stay updated on more fascinating royal family coverage. Check out our next video about other captivating royal family stories.
So I got to a certain point that I always want to get better and better. So with my stand-up and everything, I always want to perfect it. So when I told people I wasn't cussing as much, it was me studying myself, saying I don't want to be like every other comedian and have a cussing word every 2 seconds.
Right.